नहीं भी मेरी ये मारे
Sheikh Rashid, so he will introduce him. He's been a long associate of ours and works very closely with us. I just wanted to be clear about today's sequence, in case anyone didn't hear it last evening. The Sheikh will speak to you until, at the usual time, till 10:30, and then you have a half-hour break, after which Rabiata will ask...
Good morning to you all. One of the great benefits of interfaith work is that you often make friends with people, and it's a great blessing.
Just speak a little louder down like that, please.
During this last 2 months, I had the great privilege of living with Sheikh Mahmood Rashid in his home in Batroy, in Azad, Kashmir. And it was the best form of interfaith encounter. I prefer the word encounter to dialogue, because dialogue seems as we are talking all the time. Whereas we spent a long time in silence. And we lived together for 2 weeks. We ate together. We spent all day and a lot of the night in prayer together. And I have to tell you that this was one of the most precious things in my life. And so it gives me real pleasure to introduce Sheikh Mahmood. Perhaps you would say a little about your inheritance from the Naqshbandi and Farwadi tradition, and the Sheikh always also requests that Mary Hall should come and sit here because she has to be on the video.
Sorry.
Will you do that?
You have to go.
What?
You have to be on the video. MashaAllah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Shahidallahu annahu la ilaha illa huwa wal malaikatuhu bil qaiman bil qist. La ilaha illa huwa al azizul hakim. Inna ad-dina inda Allahi al-Islam. Sadaqallahu. MashaAllah. Dr. Mary Hall, Professor Rashid, brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum. I'm very pleased to be here this morning with you to know each other and to also make a small contribution from the Islamic side. I'm sure each one of you and every one of you, when you leave, you will have a different view and different understanding of others. The only way we can appreciate the creation of Almighty is through knowing what that creation is and what the other person holds. So this way it increases our knowledge and our understanding and our practice. Now, as my friend Donald mentioned to you, we had really it was 25 days, but Donald had joined us for the last 2 weeks in Kashmir. Now, apart from the theology which we discussed with each other, one of the remarkable experience which we had and the best opportunity which I had was deeper meditation and prayers together. Now, I have been meditating in the past myself in very strict sort of disciplines, but I can assure you the prayers and sort of deeper pondering and meditation which we done collectively, people of different faith, the force and the blessing and love of Almighty which it brought was absolutely unforgettable. One of the day we were meditating in the mosque, and all I could feel was the light around us, completely engulfed with the current love of Almighty. So it shows you that how important it is of us getting together. See, each person having intention and the love of Almighty within ourselves or himself, and then with that love coming closer to another person and another person, and this building up the bond, and then attracting more blessings from Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, you see, I have been very lucky because my family we are, in reality, our race is coming from Arab countries. Now, settled in Kashmir, we inherit three types of cultures there in Kashmir. One is the Islamic culture, the other the culture of the subcontinent, and then the British culture which was inherited by ancestors at a later stage. Now, some people may find it difficult, but I always tell them that this is sort of an intellectual phase, that you go through one phase and another and the third one. And once you are doing through a sort of confidence and through appreciation, then you have the appreciation of the three cultures. And if you do it as a burden and as a weight or a sort of a force onto you, then you will have no appreciation and there is no comfort and there is no comfort. Now, my family is Sarwardi, and we are lucky that from Shah Hamdan, he was from the Arab countries who came to Kashmir and brought Islam. Now, we have been predominantly for centuries a Sarwardi family. Then after the death of the great Sheikh, Hazrat Sheikh Sahib Rahmatullah alayh, I was still left under some sort of doubt that further training was needed. So I taken up the Naqshbandi training, which has given me a great deal of discipline and tradition which Sheikh Ahmad Farooqi revived during the 16th century, the Mughal Emperor's time. Now, with the combination of the Sarwardi and the Naqshbandi order, Sarwardi with the recitation and the Naqshbandi order, it has given me a tremendous sort of love and strive, strength to serve here in the West for Islam and the other community, and to maneuver without any sort of fear of contamination coming and sort of engulfing me. So I move around quite freely, knowing that the power, the current which flows through the system is able to burn out the impurities of those two orders. So now as I stand, by the grace of Almighty, I have full authority on the Sarwardi order because the subsequent authority is being passed on to me. So I was in that line, the last man to be bestowed upon the authority of the spiritual order. Also this Naqshbandi order. And with this training, I have had a theological training as well, and also my political sort of relationship with politicians as well is maybe a sort of good combination of all these things. So that's the background of the thing.